It is Sunday, and thus it is time for the weekly Nightmare Corridor and Cursed Realm walkthrough. In this video, I'll show you guys my teams. I'll talk a bit about the things that makes the different rounds work, and then I'll also show you guys some different guides. So let's start out in the Nightmare Corridor. Now for the Nightmare Corridor, again, as per usual, this isn't as min-maxed as my Cursed Realm teams, which we'll get to later on in the video, because I am in Region 7, so hitting top 200 for me is not too much of a hassle, so I don't have to retry and spend as much time in the lab in here. But I'll still show you guys the teams that I made. So first thing you might realize is that I've actually reset my tank tree in here, and that's mainly because, yeah, you don't really use many tanks in the Nightmare Corridor. So for the first team here, we are taking advantage of the debuff this round, which means using 3 Celestial Heroes. Allows this team to do extra damage, and that's just a cheap way to make this team work, so we free up some heroes for the other rounds. So for the collections in here, you want a strong attack collection on Vika, and then for the rest of them, you just want full attack wherever you can get it, and then for my Ivan collection, I chose to put on a +2 on him, but you could probably make it work without. There's a bit of RNG into this team. Next team, this is the Thane team. Obviously, I'm murking this Thane. The SP is on Thane. As for the collections, it's just stacking full attack everywhere you can. This isn't even a full attack. This could probably be improved, honestly. I think I forgot to swap that one. Yeah, full attack everywhere. Thane needs SI40, so you need to find a whale or a friend with a SI40 Thane you can borrow, unless obviously you have one yourself. Third team, this is the Scarlet round. Now, I'm using, what is she called? Anasta in here. If you can free up Adrian, we'll get to that later. He's better in this round. But for me, I'm using Adria elsewhere, so I'm using the Anasta variant. So again, we're stacking full attack everywhere. I guess I am, and again, this is just, you can tell that I haven't really min-maxed, because this should probably be a full attacker collection. And obviously full attack here, and then a strong damage dealing collection on Scarlet. Next team, and obviously this pet. Next team, this is the Athalia round. Now my Athalia round looks probably a bit different than the ones you would see on the leaderboard. That's because I cannot make Edwin work. Not for a lack of trying, right? I know all the facts, like Orthos needs to have like 150% HP and all that. But yeah, I can't make him work. But I can get actually down to 17 seconds with this variant. But it does use Adrian, as I spoke of earlier. And Adrian obviously wants to play in the Scarlet team, ideally. But yeah. This is just works for me, so yeah, that's just what I did. So here, there are a bit of notes. First of all, you need Athalia to be the strongest hero. That is why Palmer does not have any gear, otherwise he would be my strongest hero. And second of all, you need Orthos to have the lowest HP. That is why he doesn't have any gear, so he has the lowest HP to receive the Liberta orb. Other than that, you just stack. Well, I don't even have a good collection for Athalia, obviously, but full attack where you can. Magic Pierce on Palmer is fine, and then yeah, HP on Orthos, and I just put on an Erosion piece and it worked for me. I had to try out a few different collections for Liberta. Right, next up, this is the Leica round. It can be a Rem round as well. If you don't have Leica, you can use a Rem in here, but I'm using a Leica. It's not the worst round, right? 35 seconds, it's pretty bad, by far the worst round, but in the grand scheme of things, I think it's completely fine. It's a fairly cheap team to make if you have Leica, of course. But if you don't, as I said, you can use a Rem. So for Leica, ideally, a +2 collections. I don't have that, so just a strong attack collection, and then you just try to stack full attack everywhere else. And I'm using a +2 collection on Solus. Next up, this is the final round. I'm using the new hero, Aurelia, in here. And I'm just stacking full attack everywhere, and then strong attack collection on Trashia, and Baden just needs a +1 collection of this type. And yeah, just full attack on these other guys. Right, so those were my teams for the Nightmare Corridor. Again, I didn't really min-max that one as hard as the Cursed Realm, so we'll head over to the browser real quick. Again, for my Nightmare Corridor teams, I mainly just looked at Ryzen from my leaderboard. He's kind of my go-to guy to look at, because yeah, I mean, he's pretty goated. But yeah, if you need a more general guide, there's this Chinese guide I'll link down below. It's more catered towards whales, to be honest. But yeah, as you can see, also the Celestial round 1, Vika alternative if you don't want to use the Celestial variant. Thane, obviously, if you have Lan is better than whatever I'm using. I think I use Shuna in here. They use a Gwen team, which I'm obviously not going to because, yeah, that's too hard. Scarlet round, and then you can use a Baden round. For me, obviously, I'm not using a Baden round. I'm using Leica in here. A Thalia round with Orthos and obviously Edwin. And then last but not least, you can use a Belinda variant over the Leica variant, but for me, Leica was better than Belinda. And then the final team, obviously, is the Baden Trashia team, right? And also, I found this guide. Now, some people ask me where I find these guides. It's from the crowdsourcing Discord server, which is a public Discord server. Now, personally, I haven't used the Nightmare Corridor guide of this one, but yeah, it's really good. As you can see, it has different notes for different things. It has collection stat priorities and everything you could ever possibly want. So yeah, if you guys want a good guide, I would highly recommend this one, and I'll also link it down below. And obviously, shout out to VLAB from the Abyssal Whale. Well, I mean, I guess he got help from the Abyssal Whale. I don't know if he's actually in the Abyssal Whale guild, but yeah, shout out to VLAB for putting this together every week. It's really, really well done. Right, that's enough Nightmare Corridor for today. So let's head over to the Curse Realm. Now, that's not the Curse Realm. The Curse Realm, so last week I ended in the top 6%, which was completely fraudulent, and now I'm back and will probably slip to like, hopefully I can end in like, my dream is just getting time cards. As long as I get time cards, it's fine. I would prefer to be in like the top 10%. Right, so let's head into my teams and see what we're doing. So for the first team here, this is a Baden round. Obviously, I merc Baden. Even though I have Baden, I don't have enough engraving mats to take him to a plus 60. So I had to merc Baden, hopefully for the final round. But yeah, for Naruko, you want inside. Here, you just want a strong Chimera collection. Ideally, that means a lot of HP. I don't really have a good Chimera collection. The +1 effect is nice. Then we get full attack here and some attack on Saurus. Next up, we have insight on, this is the Seal team. We have insight on Atheus. That's his name, right? Yeah. I used the SP effect on Gavius. You can also do it on Athalia. For me, Gavius actually had higher peaks with his SP, but I know lots of people just use it on Athalia as well. But I did it on Gavius. I get the +2 for him. We get some full attack in here going. Again, yeah, you probably have a better Athalia collection than me. And I mean, this should probably be something else, but yeah, I have insight on this guy, which is most definitely incorrect. Right, for this next team here, you have to do a little bit of playing around. As you can see, I've removed a lot of gear. Twins ideally just want like the basic boots. And the reason Aurelia doesn't have any gear is because you need Vika to have the highest attack if you're using this pet, which obviously I am. So Aurelia was having more attack than her, so I just removed everything but boots from her, and that fixed it for me. As for the collections, just, stack a strong attack collection and then just grab full attack and insight wherever you can here. And +1 helped on Adrian because he was dying in the rounds. Next up, this is a round where I could improve a lot if I had a better Leica collection, I believe. But so most of you guys will probably do better than me. SP on Lucius for this round. Obviously, defense on Lucius, +1 effect on Jerome because he actually dies. Yeah, this guy just wants full attack. Ideally, you have a good, strong Leica collection. I don't really have that. And I'm just using a full defense one here for Lucius buffing, but that could probably be full attack. Other things for this team, I should have mentioned that this is the way I set up my tree. I actually experimented with going all the way down on Warrior, but that wasn't much better. I could probably have reset my support to buff up tank even further, but yeah, it just ended up being this, and tree resets are pretty expensive. And obviously for this round, you're using this pet. Next up, it's a pretty interesting team, honestly. It's like a CC control team. And as you can see, the carries in here are a bit split, but all the carries are support. I guess Mage is a mage anyways, but yeah, no traditional carry in here in that sense of the word. So I'm stacking attack in here. I'm stacking +2 on Damia. For this guy, I'm just grabbing some insight for some CC. For her, I get the +2 effect, and then for this girl, I grabbed insight as well. And then obviously using the owl. Last but not least, this team, it's pretty bad for me, honestly. It should be doing I think 14. You could probably squeeze. But yeah, for me, it's not doing 14, and that's probably because my urine collection is this poor. Yeah, this is obviously not good. For this hero, she really wants defense, actually. So I found this one with full attack and some defense. Obviously, just full attack here, +2 effect here, and full attack here. But yeah, Rim can probably use any collection. And then we're using the new pet. But let's head over to the browser to look at some different. Why can't I switch scenes? There we go. All right. So we're done with the Nightmare Corridor. So again, the Chinese guide also has a Curse Realm section here. Again, the Chinese guide is usually catered towards whales. It has this Merc priority, which, well, to be honest, I followed it kind of involuntarily because I didn't have Baden. I'm not sure what I would have done if I had Baden. I hadn't really thought that out. But yeah, for the first team, there's a Melion. I don't know his name. But yeah, this is a pretty whaley team. I believe this guy might need +40 even to work. So yeah. For most people, just use this variant. Here, just use this variant, obviously. This is the exact variant that I'm using, although I use SP on Gavis. Here, you need to make sure Bike has the highest attack. For this, obviously, most people don't have LAN. I've used Palmer instead of LAN, as it lists down here as well. And then we have this team, right? You can experiment with Eugene. For me, Eugene was not better. And then last but not least, if you have Gwen, Dragon Gwen, you can do the Dragon Gwen team in here. For most people, they don't have it, so they end up using some of these variants. I'm using I guess kind of a mix of these two variants because I'm using Gwen over Yennefer. But I would actually recommend more than this guide. Is again, shout out to VLAB. This guide, I'll also link it in the description, obviously. But yeah, putting together this awesome guide here, collection and stat priorities. As you can see here, boom, you just go through here. And you just look at it. I did use this one mainly for the collection notes, finding out what other people are doing for the substats of the collections. But for the team variants, what I did actually is, we're just going to open this in the browser. From my guild, we have Manuel. I'm just going to butcher his name permanently, like Manuel Alcayaga, I believe. I'm so sorry. But yeah, he posts the MVP in his mind for the Cursed Realm rounds. So for him, just like last round, the Quagga was the MVP for this round. So what I did was I went to region 14 in game. Let's go see if I can find it. I went to region 14 and then I scrolled down and I found him in game here. And as you can see, 35 billion damage, very, very impressive. And I just went through here and I looked at his collections and substats. That's like the main thing that I looked at for my collection stats, along with the VLAB guide. The main difference between me and him is this round, which he's able to screed 3 billion more, and then this round, which, I mean, this Leica collection is completely insane, right? +2 and double or triple physical pierce. I cannot replicate this team at all with my investment in Leica. So he has a lot of damage on me from those two. And then, yeah, the rest of the teams are pretty similar. But yeah, I would look at this guy. He's definitely doing very well in Curse Realm. I'm also checking him pretty much weekly at this point after I discovered him because he's just popping off. Yeah, so shoutouts to the Quagga from Ex Nihilo Guild, right? I believe we're through. I could toss in. Does it matter? If anyone's still here, I guess you can have my 4 teams in the treasure scramble. But yeah, I'm not doing too hot, honestly. Actually, I mean, top 50 is not even bad. But as you can see, I have 2 good teams and 2 bad teams. I'm trying to make this, what is he called? I'm trying to make Yorin work in here. I've been through a few different variants. Yeah, not yet seeing him above like 50% win rate, which is fine at my rank because I'm fighting a lot of whales. But yeah. Probably there's a team for him out there. I just haven't found it yet. Right. That was just a sidetrack. And I'll see you guys next Sunday. Bye.